Hey, so I've got another collection of oddities to show you, but slight disclaimer, a giant mass of birds have just descended outside my window and they're starting to get a little rowdy. So we're going to push through it and we're just going to have to hope and pray this isn't the beginning of a Hitchcock nightmare. Okay, so the first item that I have to show you is this lovely pair of musical balls. Now I think these are called chime balls. I don't know if that's the official name. I have no idea. And I think you're supposed to do this whilst not letting them touch. Like you can't let them clang and stuff because they make a bit of a racket. So they're quite pretty and they have like this dragon detail on them. They do have a chip in them, but I'm not fussed if they're not perfect. Still sound pretty. But yeah, if anyone watching this actually does know more information about these, please do educate me. Okay, so the next thing I have to show you is probably one of the ugliest things I've ever bought, but he just spoke to me. So yeah, if you don't know, this is Beetlejuice and he's the main figurehead, pun not intended, of a Tim Burton movie that came out I think late 80s, early 90s, not too sure. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a fun film. It's really nicely detailed because the house that he's sitting on even has like the football team on it and a few other characters, including a person who's headless and hanging from the windows. I'd never actually owned a bobblehead thing before. I think this was part of like a Headbangers series or something where they took a load of different characters and made them with larger heads. He didn't come with a box and I think he's been repaired, but I obviously didn't get him as a collector's piece, so yeah, I guess this is my new creepy friend. The next thing I have to show you, some of you might actually have already seen, but you haven't seen the lovely case it comes in. Look at, ooh. And inside is this really old Kodak camera. I'm not too sure how old this is. I haven't looked it up or anything yet, really, to be honest with you. But look, when you open it up, how cool is that? So yeah, it's really cool to have found this old camera because when I was a little girl, we actually used to have a camera pretty much that looked exactly like this. It always used to rest upon the TV and I always used to think it looked like a train. Do you see train? Are you getting train? I saw train. Nostalgia. It's got manufactured by London and made in Great Britain, proudly written all over it. So I guess it is quite old. It's even really got that old dusty smell to it. The person that I bought it from said that it was still working and everything, so I guess I would just have to buy the camera thing. You can tell I'm a pro, right? But yeah, I just think it's like the cutest thing ever. And the next thing I have to show you is this old looking lantern. Now the reason I say old looking is because it's actually only because it's so beaten up that it looks old. I'm pretty certain this is probably from IKEA or something originally. But what I thought would be really pretty is if I smashed the glass out of it and then I could put an ivy plant or something inside and then it could trail down if I hung it somewhere and it'd be just so cute. But I think I'll paint it gold first and then distress it some more. Yeah. Okay, so the next things I want to show you aren't actually something that I bought. There's something that my granny actually gave me recently. It's just rude. So yeah, I absolutely love these. My taste is probably quite similar to my grandma's, so. I've actually forgot to ask her where she got them from because I hadn't seen her in such a long time. But yeah, I'm so glad that she did give these to me because they have such a cool old looking feel to them because you just don't see shoes like that nowadays. So inherently they've got this really cool old vintage feel to them. So yeah, cute. So the next things I have to show you, you might have also seen, and since getting them, I'm still none the wiser of exactly what to call them because the shape and purpose would indicate drinking glass, but then my extremely literal brain is like, well, it's not glass, it's brass. So what are they? This is not a goblet and it's not a... what is it? Obviously at one point they're supposed to be drank out of, but other than that, maybe it's a really old instrument. But yeah, whatever they are, I thought they would be really nice to put my makeup brushes in. Okay, so the next thing isn't exactly going to fit into shot, but as you can see, I also picked up this really old suitcase. It's made by a company called Antler. I think it's an English heritage brand. I'm not too sure. And it's really old and beaten up. And unlike the suitcase which is on top of my wardrobe, I can actually open this one. And inside it has all of the original lining. It has a little rip to it, but I'm not too fussed because it would need to be cleaned and I don't think I'd use it for actual luggage. I thought it's just such a cute vintage blue with the brass hardware and everything, and I love me some old vintage stuff. Oh, and if you were curious to know what happened to that old chandelier that I showed you from my last Oddities haul, it's now inside this glass fishbowl right here. But yeah, I really like how it looks. It reminds me of the encased rose from Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, Anyway, and the last item I have to show you is what I believe to be a handmade journal. And the reason I think it's handmade is because the paper inside has all of these little bits of leaves and plant inside, or grass, and the spine has been bound with string and everything, and the cover seems to be made from some form of silk. So yeah, I just think it's so cute. It makes me think of something that you'd see washed up on a beach with someone's shipwrecked life journaled inside. I don't think I'll ever be able to bring myself to write in it, but what I think would be really nice is if I gathered lots of different kinds of dried flowers to press and attach to each page. I could even try and fill it up with flowers that you'd only find somewhere on a desert island. Flowers grow on desert island. The possibilities are endless. And that's everything I have to show you for now anyway. I'm sure in not long of a time I'll have a load of other odd things to show you. But other than that, my lovelies, I hope you're doing well, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye!